So one night, my cousin was sleeping, and I didn't want him to go to sleep at all, and I was just toying with him, and I'm like, Cody, wake up. Come on, hang out with me. Hang out with me. He's like, no, I'm really tired. I want to go to bed. I'm like, all right. So I'm playing with the dog, man. I'm like, ah, dang, man, I'm really bored. Gonna go try to wake up Cody again. Cody, wake up. There's somebody here. What? No, there's not. No, dude, seriously, there's somebody here. No, there's not. Shut up. Fine. So he goes to sleep. Sitting there, still bored out of my mind. All of a sudden, I'm sitting there playing with the dog, and I look outside, and I just see there's a guy on the porch. I'm like, is this really happening? So the guy's on the porch, and he's yelling at this other guy, and he's telling him to do push-ups and shit. He's like, you can't even do 100 push-ups. So I run upstairs. Cody, there's seriously 3 people downstairs. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, be quiet though. I'm being dead serious. Kieven, if there's nobody downstairs, I'm not gonna stay up with you at all this summer. I promise. Like, dude, I promise on everything. There's 3 people downstairs yelling at each other, like one army guy and stuff. He's like, fine. So the more closer that he gets, he actually sees these people. So we're like crouching behind the door because they're literally right in front of us. Army guy goes again. He's like, you're not even in the military. He's like, you can't even do 100 push-ups. Have you ever led 100 men into battle? So I'm thinking, what? This man had led 100 men into battle? Like, okay. So then, you can't, and then he drops like, oh, you can't even, handle your baby. Your baby was in the car for 2 hours straight, and I went and got and bought it food and diapers and stuff like that. You don't deserve this baby. And all along, this guy's just doing push-ups and saying, yes, sir, yes, sir. All of a sudden, the army guy leaves. Guy knocks on the door. We're like, shit, okay. So we open the door, and he's like, hey, we know Harvey, we know your dad and stuff like that. He goes, they took our baby. They took our baby. Yeah, they just took our baby. What? At this point, like, we felt like we had this, like, opportunity to save someone's life. Like, we were about to be on billboards and, like, CNN News for this shit. We're like, we go save this baby, and we're like Batman and Robin. So that's honestly how we felt. We're like, I'm Batman, you're Robin. So, I mean, there's a little debate. But nonetheless, I was Batman. Anyways, so we're going over to this bar down the road at my cousin's house, and we're going and talking to these drunk people. There's got to be like 5 of them outside the back of this bar, and they're all talking, trying to tell us, no, they don't deserve this kid. I'm like, well, you can't keep the kid. That is not your kid. So the lady comes around, the baby's mom comes around. That baby came out of my vagina. You give it back. So we're sitting there, like 12, 13 years old. We're like, she just said vagina. Yeah, some superheroes we are. So we're like, no, seriously, come on, you gotta give that baby back. With a lot of arguing and stuff like that, they finally gave the kid back. There was a lot of arguing. But later on, the army guy stops over, and my uncle, he stops by, because I guess the army guy also knew my uncle too, and my uncle was in the army also. So the funny thing is, the army guy, he wasn't as tough as he sounded when he confronted my uncle about this, because the guy that he was yelling at was my uncle's friend. So my uncle speaks to him. So, you're in front of my house, yelling and stuff, waking up my nephew and son? This guy, like, he left his kid in there. This is his kid. Yeah, this is my friend. Yeah, the guy didn't sound too tough after that. He was just like, well, Harvey, I'm sorry, man. I just thought, like, no, get the fuck out of here. Leave. Guy left like a little bitch, man. I've never seen an army person, like, be so scared of his life. And, the funny thing is, my uncle was in a wheelchair. Yeah. A wheelchair. Guy was scared out of his fucking pants. But that's the end of that story.